Hey everybody, Phil here with Carcraft Classics. Today showing off another new piece of inventory. Take a look at this 1967 Chevelle. This is a 136 car. Call it what you want. Clone, recreation, tribute. It's not even important anymore with the build that took place on this vehicle. Super Sport or Malibu is irrelevant, and you'll know what I mean in a few minutes. Let's take a look at the exterior of this car. It's got the bright white paint. Paint is not perfect. Driver quality paint job, I'd call it a solid, I don't know, 7.5 out of 10. But again, that's not what this car is about. This car has been completely overhauled. The drivetrain, the interior, the undercarriage. Just wait, this might be a little lengthy video because I've got a lot to tell you. You can see it has the Super Sport hood on it. It's got the Super Sport badging. Brand new taillights, brand new headlights. Nice 15-inch Riddler wheels. Let's take a closer look at those. Man, I love these wheels on this car. I know everybody wants the 20s and 22s today, but these wheels just fit this car, and hopefully you can see on the video Mickey Thompson drag radials on the rear. I think those are 235s in the rear and 215s up front. And boy, she needs those drag radials to hook up because this car's got a lot of power. Got the cool 427 badges on it. This car's owned by a good friend of mine. His name is Lou, and he owns a transmission shop. And he bought this car, I guess, about 6 months ago and proceeded to completely gut the drivetrain and the interior. And he's done just a fabulous job. I know I'm going to forget something, so be sure to jump on my website, carcraftclassics.com, to see the complete build list. I've got a list of information over there that I'll read off to you in just a moment. But like I said, I'm going to forget. I'm going to get you some pictures. I'll make sure the list of build information is correct on the website. And I'll make sure to have some undercarriage pictures as well. New bumper on the front, new grille, new trim molding around the outside. I believe it's got new mirrors. But man, check this thing out. I don't even know where to start. Brand new ATK motor from Summit. It's a 454 roller, hydraulic roller motor. Brand spanking new. It's barely been broken in. My goodness, take a look at that engine compartment. Instead of me trying to rattle off all the goodies under the hood, I'm going to read the list to you in a minute. Just want to give you a good look here. That serpentine belt system down there, my gosh, it's so nice. That's a March Brothers, March Performance serpentine belt system. It's got air, aluminum water pump. Doing exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, but you can see the frame rails down there, nice and rust free. Before Lou picked this car up, it was owned by a gentleman in the Midwest that was a body man. Him and his son took very good care of this car and actually installed a new trunk pan, which I'll show you now. Here's that new molding I was telling you about. New front glass, new rear glass. And there's that trunk pan, brand new, professionally installed, like I said. Previous owner, got all the correct seam sealer, etc. Nice brand new trunk pan. Quarters seem to be original. Again, new bumpers, new taillights, new headlights, some new badging. You know, you gotta have the Led Zeppelin sticker. Okay, so let's get to the drivetrain, tell you some more about it. Get this hood down. Beautiful radiator, aluminum radiator with dual electric fans. Power steering pump, close ratio steering box. Man, Lou did everything here, but those long tube headers down there into a Borla exhaust. MSD ignition. That's a new SS hood that Lou put on the car and had painted to match. Again, driver quality paint and high-end mechanical and interior build. That's what you've got here. This is straight badassery going on. Excuse me for, hope I don't offend anybody, but this car's got me excited. I mean, if I was to walk by a bank and I saw this sitting out front, I would expect that there's a robbery going on. This thing has got a sinister look, and wait until I fire it up for you. The sound is even better. So we got that big block motor, made it to a 4L80E, recently rebuilt, 4-speed overdrive transmission. But it even gets better from there. The rear end was born with a 12 bolt, and what was done is a brute strength, I think is the company name, posit traction rear end was installed. It's all heavy duty, that rear end, even though it's in the 10 bolt case. But let's get to that list of stuff, then we'll fire the car up for you, etc. Let's get to this list here. Okay, so again, that's a new ATK block. It was rated at 525 horse out of the box, but aluminum heads have been installed. I think they're the E Street Edelbrock aluminum heads, and those long tube headers. It's got a 830 CFM 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetor, and it's the annular discharge carb. So, you know, fuel is sprayed like a fuel injection versus just squirted down in there. And a high performance carburetor, the aluminum heads, the aluminum intake manifold, etc., etc. has probably got this car somewhere around 600 horsepower. I told you about the 4L80E 4-speed transmission. It's got also a TCI transmission control unit, which I'll show you in a minute. It's inside the car, and that computer in there can be used to adjust shift points, when the transmission shifts, how hard it shifts, etc. It's all at your fingertips. It can be adjusted. The car's got a complete wiring harness, new wiring harness. And let's see what else we got here. Told you about the aluminum heads. It's got the March Performance serpentine belt system. It's got a vacuum storage canister, although the lift and duration on the cam is not too big. I think it's 231, 250, something like that. But it still needed the storage canister. It's got the Gen 4 Vintage Air system with the custom install in the middle console. I'll show you. Dakota Digital VHX digital gauges. It's got a 1-wire alternator, aluminum radiator with the dual electric fans I showed you a moment ago. The MSD Streetfire HEI distributor, MSD electronic ignition control. It's got the Power Master heavy duty starter. It's had the front disc brake conversion done. It's got the new dual reservoir master cylinder and brake booster. Performance steering components, close ratio steering box. This, I'll tell you, that was a huge upgrade. A lot of these older cars, you know, can have a little slop in the steering, or even, you know, you got to turn them, you know, 5 times to go from lock to lock. But a new steering box has been put in there from a company called Performance Steering Components, and it is a close ratio. So essentially, you know, it feels like a new car. It's super tight, the steering, and you know, you only have to turn them, I think, 1.5 times from lock to lock. So that close ratio really helps with performance and convenience. But let's see, what else do we have here? So much stuff to talk about. Underneath, we've got new sway bars. We've got new upper and lower tubular control arms. We've got a new transmission cross member bolted in down there. Really, really nice work done underneath. And again, I'll get pics of all that on the website, carcraftclassics.com. Let's see, interior, new seat covers, new carpet, new door panels, new SS steering wheel, new molding across the dash. It's got a brand new middle console, the horseshoe shifter style that was correct for this car, and the Vintage Air controls have been incorporated into that middle console. Front and rear glass, as I mentioned a moment ago, has been replaced as well. But let's take a look inside this car. Maybe we'll go back under the hood one more time. I'm just in love, if you can't tell. This is one bad SOB right here. Look at those door panels, all brand new. New sill plates, new carpet, new seat covers, front and rear. The only thing they didn't do is the headliner and the rear deck tray, which that's what I was referring to before when I said the build is not complete. Just need to take care of that for you guys, and that's not a problem. Got a new dash pad. There's that Gen 4 Vintage Air Sure Fit kit. That's one of the vents right there. There's that brand new steering wheel. Check out this middle console. I mean, there's those vintage air controls in the middle console. And take a look at that gear indicator. You don't see that every day in a 67. Usually these cars either came with a 3-speed transmission or a 2-speed power glide. But again, this one's been upgraded to a 4LE, you know, electronically controlled 4-speed overdrive transmission. So the owner approached the company that manufactures that gear indicator and asked them to give him one that will show first, second, third, and drive. So check that out. You'll be the only one at the show with one of those, I can guarantee you that. Got the SS427 mats and badging because Lou's a 427 nut, but again, this is a 454 hydraulic roller motor. Check it out. There is the TCI transmission control unit, and again, you can use that to adjust the shift points on the transmission. And these beautiful gauges that were installed are blue backlit, just like that computer. So at night, this whole interior is lit up blue, which is so awesome. I'll get you a picture in the shop showing those gauges blue. All right, let's fire this thing up and let you hear it. Oh boy. It's got about just a hair under 1,000 miles on it since the build was completed. That Borla exhaust. So everybody knows, all you hot rodders out there, this is an iconic body style. It just doesn't get better than the 67 Chevelle. It just doesn't. And when you add 600 horsepower under the hood with a complete brand new build to the drivetrain and an upgraded interior, I mean, you're just talking iconic stuff here. You can tell with the suspension upgrades, the car's been lowered just a hair. Again, finishing off that sinister look. Just love it. Let's take another look under the hood before I let you guys go. Let's see here. Again, that's a brand new SS hood. What a clean build. AC components, Sweet aluminum radiator. Just love that March Performance serpentine system there. Hopefully you can see all that, guys. Billet brackets, aluminum water pump, brand new timing cover down there. There's that close ratio steering box for PSC. All new braided lines. Everything new under here. There's that new dual reservoir master cylinder, brake booster, and then that vacuum canister, billet radiator overflow. Give you a look at that carb under there. Again, that's an 830 CFM 4-barrel double pumper. Sweet. MSD ignition, MSD distributor back there. There's those tubular A-arms. Everything upgraded. Talk about a sleeper. You got driver quality paint, but the minute they hear you, they're gonna know what's going on. Here's the little view of that sway bar down there. Aluminum intake manifold. There's those E Street aluminum heads. Edelbrock aluminum heads. Chrome AC compressor, chrome alternator. Just goes on and on and on. Oh, one thing I didn't mention about the interior. It's got a chrome tilt column in it as well. It's like new in here. See that? It's got the chrome tilt steering column. So sweet. Alright guys, so I think I'm done drooling over this car, and hopefully I haven't bored you half to death, but just wanted to touch on all the details because this car is just, it's been done so nicely. Such a complete build. I'd leave the paint and everything just the way it is outside. That's the way this one should be. And again, if you see this car sitting outside of a bank and it's running, don't go in. Just kidding. Alright, so that's our 67 white Chevelle SS Recreation. Brand new drivetrain, upgraded interior, etc., etc., etc. The asking price for this vehicle is going to be $38,900. I hate to use the old cliche saying, but you can't build it for that. These cars in stock condition are over 20 if you're lucky, in the low 20s, and then this car has to have at least another 30 grand in work done to it. Unbelievable. So again, $38,900 is the asking price. My name is Phil. I'm with Carcraft Classics. My number is 770-317-1415. 770-317-1415. I can also be reached via email at carcraftclassics@gmail.com. Give me a holler if you want to schedule a test drive, if you have any questions, or you'd like to make an offer on this beautiful car. I just can't get enough. Jump on our website for the still shots. That's going to be at carcraftclassics.com. And remember, we can help with any additional customization you'd like to see done. We can also help with financing, professional delivery. We've got you covered. Just give me a holler and I'll be glad to help. Thank you so much for watching this video. God bless America.